Hello, 5th graders. Welcome to lesson 10.11, Analyze Line Plots. Let's get started. Today's lesson objective is I can analyze a line plot by finding the lowest, highest, and average values of the data with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Please pause to type the I can and by statement in your digital math notebook now. Today's lesson also has a vocabulary word. Today's vocabulary word is the word average. Average is a measure of middle, found by adding all of the terms and dividing by the total number of data values. There is a picture of this in your digital math notebook, but you need to pause to write the definition. All right, friends, yesterday we looked at line plots. Line plots record the frequency of how often something happens. Let's start with a problem with me. Maria is having a birthday party. She pours drinks beforehand so her drinks can have a drink when they arrive. She observes how full each cup is and writes it down. 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 3/4, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1/2. So our first part is that we need to make a line plot to show how full the drinks are. So remember that we are recording frequency. So we need to record how often these numbers occur. So the first thing that we need to do is set up our line plot in order from least to greatest. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. Then we need to add our values to our line plot. There is only one 1/4, so I'm going to put 1x above it. There are two 1/2s, so that's going to be 1/2, 1/2. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3/4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now that we have our data all organized, we can answer some questions about our data. It says, counting Maria, how many people will be at the party? Because it says she pours drinks for all of her friends before the party. So if we count the total number of data, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people are going to be coming to the party. Which occurred the most often? The most often would be 3/4, because that's got the most number of x's. And question number 3 says, what is the total cup size for 3/4? That means how much total liquid was there for 3/4. That means I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 3/4 in order to find the total. So remember, we have invisible 1, and then we can multiply straight across the top and straight across the bottom. 5 times 3 is 15/4, and 4 goes into 15 3 times, which is 12, with 3/4 left over. So the total would be 3 and 3/4. Let's try a problem together. This problem is in your digital math notebook, so make sure that you're typing and showing your work as we go through the problem together. The problem says, Johnny runs a candy store downtown. He charges for bags of candy by the pound. The following is the weight of the bags of candy he sold on Monday. Make a line plot to show the weight of the bags sold on Monday. Making common denominators may help. So the first thing that we need to do is put our numbers in order from least to greatest on our number line. So we have eighths, halves, eighths and halves, and fourths. So if I make 1/4 into an eighth, then I have to multiply by 2. If I make 1/2 into an eighth, then I need to multiply by 4. So I know that 1/4 is smaller than 3/8, which is our other eighths. So our first is going to be 1/4, then 3/8, then 1/2, then 5/8. So I'm putting them in order from least to greatest. Now I'm going to plot all of my values. I have 1/4. I have 1, 2, 3/8, so 1, 2. Remember, you need to be moving the axes in your digital math notebook and doing this work with me. We have 1, 2, 3 1/2s, so 1, 2, 3. And we have 1, 2, 3 5/8, so 1, 2, 3. And now that we have our graph, we can answer some questions about it. The first question says, how many bags of candy did he sell? So if we look at the total number of X's, that will tell us how many bags he sold. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he sold 9 bags of candy. And our second question says, which weight occurred the most often? Well, let's see. That would be the tallest graph. But we have 2 that are the tallest. So it's going to be a tie between 1/2 and 5/8. Pause now to type this information into your digital math notebook. All right, friends. For our lesson activity, we're going to need to look at that data table, that line plot we just made. So we're answering some questions, and you should have your line plot in front of you to help you answer. So question number 8 says, what is the total weight of the 5/8 pounds? So if we look back at the 5/8 pounds, there were 3 X's. So that means we're going to do 3 times 5/8. Because every time we put an X, it's 5/8. So it's 5/8 plus 5/8 plus 5/8, or we multiply. So 3 times 5 is 15/8. And 8 goes into 16 twice, but it's not 16, it's 15. So that's going to be 1 and 7/8. Question number 9 says, what is the total weight of the 3/8 pounds? And if we look back at our graph, we know that we had 2 3/8. So that's going to be 2 times 3/8. So straight across the top, 2 times 3 is 6 over 8. And that's not improper, but we could simplify it because they both have a common factor of 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times, and 2 goes into 8 4 times. So that's 3/4. Our next question says, what was the total weight of the bags sold on Monday? So remember, Monday is the whole graph. So we've already found the 5/8 and the 3/8, but we also need to add the 1/4 and the 1/2. So we have 1 and 7/8, 3/4. We had 1 1/4, and we had 3 1/2. So we need to multiply 3 times 1/2, which gives us 3 over 2, which is 1 and 1/2. So we need to add all of these numbers together. So in order to do that, we need to have some common denominators. So let's make everything into eighths. So this one's already eighths. 3/4 to make into an 8 is times 2, so that's 6/8. 1/4 into an 1/8 is 2/8. And 1 and 1/2 would be 1 and 4/8. So now let's see if we can add all of those numbers together. I'm running out of space a little bit. So I have 1 and 7/8 plus 2/8 plus 6/8 plus 1 and 4/8. So remember that we want to add all of our eighths first. So I know if I add 6 and 2, that gives me 8/8, which is 1. Which means I still need to add 7/8 plus 4/8, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is 11/8. So I have 11/8 that I still need to deal with. But I also have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have 3 and 11/8. Now in order to do 3 and 11/8, we need to simplify that. 8 goes into 11 one time, which makes 1 extra whole. So that's going to be 4 and 3/8. So our answer to question number 10 is 4 and 3/8. Now, I kind of wrote all over question number 11, so we're going to skip it. Just leave it blank and we'll do it together in class. All right, 5th graders, you're almost finished. When you've typed everything in your digital math notebook and you feel comfortable with this lesson, complete the exit slip to show your teacher your understanding. Great job!